Before you move on, pause for just a moment. There is a reason you are here right now, even if you can't fully explain it. Something inside you needed this pause, this quiet space, this chance to slow down without being asked for anything in return. You don't have to understand why, just stay. Because what you're about to hear may gently touch parts of you that have been tired, overwhelmed, or quietly searching for reassurance longer than you realize. As this moment begins, I allow the pace of everything else to fade. I release the urgency that followed me through the day, the pressure to stay alert, productive, or in control. I don't need to solve anything right now. I let my breathing slow naturally, signaling to my body that it is safe to rest. I acknowledge everything I carried today. The responsibilities I handled, the emotions I pushed aside, the thoughts that kept returning when I wanted peace. I don't judge any of it. I simply notice it, and in noticing, I allow it to loosen its grip. I release the belief that I must always be strong or certain. I remind myself that rest is not weakness, and pausing does not mean falling behind. In this moment, I don't need to prove my worth. I'm allowed to exist without performing, fixing, or explaining myself. If anxiety followed me here, I meet it with calm awareness instead of resistance. I don't fight it, and I don't let it lead. I remind myself that worry does not protect me, and overthinking does not bring clarity. Stillness does. I allow my shoulders to relax. I unclench my jaw. I soften my thoughts. I notice how much tension I was holding without realizing it. And with each slow breath, I let it go a little more. I trust that even when I can't see the full picture, something steady is guiding me forward. I don't need answers tonight. I only need enough calm to rest my mind and enough trust to stay present. If this moment is helping you slow down, take a second to like this video. It helps this message reach others who may need the same pause. And comment, "I'm here," to affirm that you're choosing to stay present instead of rushing past this moment. I remain here, breathing slowly, allowing peace to settle deeper. I let go of pressure. I let go of urgency. I stay open to what this moment is offering, knowing this is just the beginning. As I stay with this quiet, I allow myself to sink a little deeper into it. I notice how my thoughts begin to slow when I stop chasing them. They don't disappear instantly, but they soften, becoming less demanding, less loud. I remind myself that I don't have to follow every thought that passes through my mind. I can let them come and go without reacting. I acknowledge how often I carry expectations that were never clearly spoken. Expectations to be further along, to have more answers, to feel more certain by now. I gently release those expectations, understanding that they were never meant to define my worth. My path is unfolding in its own timing, and that timing is allowed to be different from anyone else's. If today felt heavy in ways I couldn't fully explain, I give that feeling permission to exist without judgment. I don't need to label it or analyze it. I don't need to fix it right now. I simply allow it to be felt, knowing that awareness alone begins to loosen its grip. I let go of the habit of replaying moments from the day, the conversations I overthink, the choices I question, the words I wish I had said differently. I understand now that the past no longer needs my energy. What has already happened has shaped me, taught me, and moved me forward in ways I may not recognize yet. I choose compassion over self-criticism. Instead of asking why I'm not doing better, I ask how I can be gentler with myself. Growth does not come from constant pressure. It comes from patience, understanding, and the willingness to stay present even when things feel unclear. As my breathing remains slow and steady, my body responds. My chest feels lighter. My jaw relaxes. My thoughts feel less crowded. I allow silence to exist without filling it with worry, planning, or mental noise. In this quiet, I remember that clarity often comes when I stop forcing answers. I trust that guidance is working quietly in the background, even when I don't feel certain. I don't need to see the entire future right now. I only need enough peace to rest and enough trust to recognize the next step when it appears. If worries about tomorrow try to pull me away from this moment, I gently bring my attention back to now. I remind myself that worrying today will not protect me tomorrow. Presence is what grounds me. Trust is what carries me. If this message is helping you feel calmer, take a moment to like this video so others can find it too. And comment, "I let go," to affirm that you are releasing what no longer needs to be carried into this moment. I remain here, steady and supported. I choose calm over chaos, patience over pressure, and trust over fear. With every breath, I feel more grounded, more centered, and more at peace, allowing this stillness to deepen naturally. As this calm continues to expand, I turn my attention inward with honesty instead of urgency. I notice the subtle tension I've learned to live with, the habit of staying prepared for what might go wrong, the fear that slowing down means falling behind. In this moment, I remind myself that nothing is chasing me. I am allowed to rest right where I am. I acknowledge how often I compare my progress to others without realizing it. Their speed, their milestones, their visible success. I release the belief that my path must look a certain way to be meaningful. Growth is not always loud. Sometimes it happens quietly, reshaping me beneath the surface while everything on the outside looks the same. If memories from the past surface with regret or self-judgment, I meet them with compassion. I remind myself that I made decisions based on what I knew at the time. I forgive myself for what I didn't understand yet. Learning requires experience, and experience is rarely perfect. I allow myself grace instead of punishment. I let go of the need to control outcomes. I accept that uncertainty is not failure. Often it's a sign that something is shifting, rearranging, preparing to take shape. I don't need to see the full picture to trust that movement is happening. As my breathing stays slow, my thoughts soften. The inner dialogue grows quieter. I allow silence to exist without trying to fill it with explanations or plans. In this stillness, I remember that clarity arrives when I stop forcing answers and allow them to surface naturally. I trust that delays have purpose, that pauses are not empty. I don't rush what is still forming, and I don't criticize what is still becoming. I understand that patience is not passivity, but confidence in timing I cannot yet fully see. If emotions rise unexpectedly, I let them move through me without resistance. I don't suppress them, and I don't cling to them. I allow them to pass like weather, knowing they are temporary and not a definition of who I am. I release the belief that I must always be strong, certain, or prepared. I remind myself that it's okay to rest in the unknown for a while. When action is needed, clarity will arrive. Until then, stillness is allowed. If this moment is bringing you relief, take a second to like this video. Your support helps this calm reach others who may be carrying more than they show. And comment "I trust" to affirm that you are choosing faith over fear right now. I remain grounded in this steadiness. I choose patience over pressure and understanding over self-criticism. With every breath, I feel more aligned, more centered, and more open to what comes next. As this stillness settles even deeper, I allow my body and mind to fully soften. I stop bracing for what could go wrong and release the habit of staying tense just in case. In this moment, I remind myself that I am safe to rest. Nothing is required of me right now except presence. I acknowledge the exhaustion that may not be obvious on the surface. Not just physical tiredness, but the kind that comes from thinking too much, caring deeply, and holding responsibility longer than feels comfortable. I don't judge that fatigue. I honor it. I understand that needing rest does not mean I've failed. It means I've been carrying a lot. I let go of the need to stay mentally alert when there is nothing to solve in this moment. I allow my nervous system to unwind. My breathing deepens. My muscles relax. I give my body permission to release the tension it no longer needs to hold. If today brought moments of frustration, disappointment, or emotional strain, I allow those memories to loosen their grip. I don't replay them. I don't analyze them. I trust that clarity will come with time and distance. Tonight is not for fixing. Tonight is for restoring balance. I remind myself that healing often happens quietly. It doesn't always arrive with dramatic breakthroughs or clear signs. Sometimes it feels like breathing a little easier or being less harsh with myself. These small shifts matter. They are evidence that alignment is returning. I release self-doubt that surfaced during uncertainty. I let go of the pressure to know exactly where I'm headed or how long it will take to get there. I choose to believe that progress is happening even when I can't measure it yet. As I remain present, steadiness replaces restlessness. I allow this calm to support me instead of rushing past it. I don't need to prove anything in this moment. I don't need to impress anyone. I am enough right here. If you're feeling this calm too, take a second to like this video. Your engagement helps this space of peace reach others who may need it right now. And comment "I rest" to affirm that you are choosing ease over effort in this moment. I stay grounded, allowing restoration to continue naturally. I trust that this pause is preparing me for clarity, strength, and confidence when I move forward again, without force and without fear. As this moment gently comes to an end, I allow myself to fully arrive at rest. I stop resisting the quiet and release the need to stay alert. I trust this stillness. I let it surround me like reassurance, reminding me that I don't have to carry everything forward from today. I reflect on the day without judgment. What felt heavy? What went unfinished? What didn't unfold the way I hoped? I acknowledge it all, and then I let it go. I understand now that every day is imperfect, and that imperfection does not define my worth or erase my progress. I release the expectation that growth must always be visible. Some seasons are meant for action, others for grounding and renewal. This moment is for renewal. This pause is restoring balance where it was stretched thin. I allow myself to receive that without guilt. If unanswered questions remain in my mind, I set them down gently. I don't need clarity right now. I trust that understanding will come when the time is right. I remind myself that not knowing is not failure, but a space where insight often begins. I let go of emotional weight that no longer belongs here. I release tension from my body, heaviness from my chest, and noise from my thoughts. With every slow breath, I feel lighter, calmer, and more settled. I trust that tomorrow will meet me with what I need. I don't need to rehearse it or control it. I have done enough for today. I allow myself to rest knowing that support is present even when I am still. If this message brought you peace, take a moment to like this video. It helps